We have invited a speaker, although sa ano rin natin, no, sa community rin natin, ang speaker natin, he is a PhD in management at the LPU Batangas. He is a practitioner in investors, in people, UK, assessor for Philippine Quality Awards of DTI, auditor, ISO 9001-2015. Currently, he is the head of the academic division and marketing of Toyota Motors Philippines School of Technology. So, without much ado, may I call in our speaker, Mr. George Atento. A round of applause for Mr. Atento, please. Virtual applause.
Ma'am, nakikita niyo na po ba? Hello po. Hello everyone. Hello PDL and everybody. The reason why I'm not wearing mask kasi ako lang.
Hello Sir George.
Hi, kumusta?
Hello Sir George. Good morning.
Kumusta po? Hindi na po ako nakamas kasi mag-isa lang naman ako dito sa loob ng office. Apo. Narinig niyo po ba ako ng maayos? Apo.
Loud and clear.
Mag-message lang po kayo pag hindi masyadong ano. Yun, good morning po PDL to all TESDA. Sir Francis, nakita ko kanina, of course, Dean Pio and everybody.
Good morning.
Good morning po sa inyong lahat, sa ating mga kasamaan sa Altis. I'm very happy to be part of this endeavor. Siyempre, nung nag-message sa akin si Dean Pio, oo kagad ako dahil ano naman, idol natin yan si Dean Pio eh. Ayun po. Tapos po, nung sinabi niya sa akin po is, Sir, BCP. Alam niyo po kasi yung BCP, iba yung talagang, if you look at it, BCP has something to do with anong gagawin mo pag merong naging, halimbawa, typhoon, anong una isa-save mo, ganyan po yung BCP eh. Pero the way it is now, talagang kailangan talaga natin yung understanding ng business continuity program. And I'm sure that at the end, pwede yung isipin na, teka muna, parang kulang yung sinabi ni Sir George, which is really talaga namang understandable, no? Kasi sa lahat po sa atin, iba-iba po tayo ng pinagagalingan and iba-iba rin po tayo ng, so to speak, iba-iba po talaga tayo ng context. So I would like to, put that on the table para po at least magkaroon tayo ng iba-iba ng pare-parehong perspective. So ito po. So ito yung naisip kong magandang presentation sa atin today, just like parang a starting point of understanding where do we plan to go after this, no? So sa title ko rito, Where to Now. It's an invitation to strategize and look beyond the COVID horizon. Para sa akin po kasi, kumbaga nagkataon lang talaga na sa generation natin tumama to, But for us leaders, and I can see, even in the answers that we got from yung ating maliit na survey, although 27 lang yung sumagot, medyo nagalit pa. Hindi, yung mga iba pwede pa rin naman po kayo humabol. So 27 lang po yung sumagot. Okay lang po, at least we got a feel of the some of us. So more or less makita natin na even though we're struggling, makita niyo diyan na halos pare-pareho tayo ng thinking, no, as business leaders. So this is an invitation to strategize. And gusto ko lang pong i-highlight yung word na strategy, no? When you say strategy kasi in the business context, we're not talking about yung day-to-day, which is operations. We're talking about what will happen, 2 months from now, 3 months from now, 1 year from now. This is really a major hit, hindi lang sa atin, kundi sa lahat, sa buong mundo. And strategy means looking at the now and then, projecting it forward, no? So, medyo may clear yung time ko kaya po mamadali na po ako, no? So, ito po yung profile ng respondents natin. 27 nga lang po yung nagano, no? So, as a number of students, 41% said no 25 to 50. Meron po tayong 22% na 101 to 250. So, medyo madami na rin, no? And then we have 11% na greater than 250. Ito po yung before the pandemic. And then yung number of programs naman po, 38% have greater than 5 programs running. We have also 1 to 2, 3 to 4, mga nasa 62% yung both, choices na yun. So ito po yung sinasabi ko kanina, no? How concerned are you? So di ba for 4-point Likert scale po yun. So what I did was to get yung 3 and 4 kasi yung 3 and 4 will be really concerned. So if you will look at this, ang talagang concern natin is students may not come back, inability to pay 13th month, inability to pay salaries, access to capital, lack of client demand. So para sa akin kasi yung pumapasok yung inability to pay 13 month para sa akin po bilang siyempre we are business leaders, I think that it's also laudable in a sense kasi imagine we're going through this and ang nasa mind talaga natin yung mga employees natin so parang for us for me para sa akin it's laudable in a way kasi as leaders talaga taking care of your people, sabi nga po ni Dean Pio kanina, practitioner ako ng investors and people. Para sa IIP po kasi talaga, good people make great companies. So when you still look at the how your people will go about it, parang inuuna natin talaga yung ating ating tao na paano ba to, paano tayo makaka-survive, baka mamaya hindi na bumalik yung mga estudyante, we may not have client demand, access to capital, but kailangan yun kasi we want to proceed. And I think it tells us na talagang yung perspective natin is one of a leader, a business leader. And mind you, in all of history, every time nagkakaroon ng ganitong klaseng kalaki na disruption, always yung the ones that remain are the ones that will make it big in the next era or so. So talagang alam niyo naman po ito, pero talagang we need to float and we need to survive. Yun yung message po nitong pandemic na to sa atin. So moving on, ayun po, context lang po, from the perspective of economics. Ito po yung annual growth rate natin. Maximum po to from the tradingeconomics.com. Imagine niyo po to tumaan ang ito pong pagbaba na to nung 1980s. Ito yung the time na na-assassinate si Ninoy. Yung mga bata dyan sa crowd, you don't know that, but it was a period of major disruption sa Philippines. Dumating ang 89, mga kudeta, hindi tayo masyadong na-affect, di ba? Nagkaroon ng World Trade Center bombing. Tignan nyo, umuwabalan tayo ng -5. This is really something else. This is really historical in a way. And the fact that we are here remaining, as business leaders is para sa akin laudable. It's not yet, we're not yet out of the the problem. GDP annual growth rate is ibig sabihin ito yung pag-increase ng business output dito sa Philippines, 'di ba? And -15 is a lot. Pero if you will compare that to other nations, especially mga first world countries, makikita mo na, it's not that bad. For example, US 20%, 25% ang Europe. So makikita niyo po na, it's bad but we are coming from a base kasi nang hindi masyadong mataas. And sooner or later, pag nakabawi tayo, mas madali tayo makakaakyat ulit dun sa level na yun. So, unemployment rate, nakita niyo naman po, again, unemployment rate, since the beginning po ito na tinatrack ito sa tradingeconomics.com, pansinin niyo po, even ang 2008 financial crisis, never has it become this high. Again, if you will compare this to Europe, may mga countries sa Europe na 20% beyond. And then, napansin nyo po ba, nung September, bumaba siya ng 10%. Ito yung time na nag-open up na tayo unti-unti. So, for me, this is a little bit, parang may little teaspoon of, sunshine na makikita natin na, yes, malayo pa tayo, 10% pa rin, but we're still, we're getting somewhere. Inflation rate, ang good news, of course, hindi man talaga to, hindi tayo tumataas, no? So we have kahit papaano na maintain ng ating government ang inflation rate. Ang sabi naman ng kaibigan ko nung pinaset ko sa kanya to, wala kasing pera bro ang tao kaya walang inflation rate. Pero kahit papaano, tinan niyo po to, nung 1980-ish, time as I said, nung namatay si Ninoy, nag-shoot up talaga ang inflation rate noon. Ang mahirap po kasi dyan sa mataas na inflation rate is that tayo mga business owners, business leaders, we don't know how to price our goods kasi tumataas ng todo yung ating prices. Dito kahit paano, alam natin ang talagang problem lang ay yung COVID-19 presence and how we would go back to normal. Yun po. Okay, business confidence. Again, pinapakita ko lang po to, no, na for the past many years na tinatrack ko to, napapansin ko dito, laging positive ang outlook ng mga business owners. Ito po yung business confidence. This is us. These are the people who are running the show. And napapansin nyo, bumaba ng todo noong 2008. Ito yung po yung time ng financial crisis. And then bumaba din noong 2001 nung nagkaroon ng World Trade Center bombing and all that. Turn of the century, Y2K scare, lahat po yan dahilan, no? Kaya nagbababa yung business confidence natin. But now, negative na naman siya after many years of positive. Ang ibig sabihin nito ay medyo naging negative ang outlook ng business. Hindi nila nakikita na gaganda, in the next at least 6 months. So medyo is a cause of concern kasi tayo po ito. In fact, this aligns to the survey that I gave you na talagang concern po talaga yung business owners. And then, ito naman po, talagang laging negative to eh. Ang consumer confidence, makikita nyo po to, kahit sinong presidente, kahit anong palit ng administration, hindi po yan nagiging positive. Nagkaroon lang ng time naging positive yan ito po yung first time ng 2016-17, bagong ang Pangulo pa si President Duterte. But after that, pansin nyo, balik na naman ulit sa negative. Negative talaga usually ang consumer confidence. Bakit po yung pinapresent? Kasi kung mapapansin nyo po, if the business owners are not optimistic, then more so ang consumer. Kasi po sila yung, as I said, consumer nga sila, hindi sila producer. So they are just the receiving end of whatever we are giving out there. So talagang makikita nyo po to, it tracks the optimism of the business owners. Now, ito po, ako po kasi nag-invest din ako sa stock market and all that. So, ito po, tinitingnan ko po itong maigi, itong dalawang economic indicators na susunod po. Yung manufacturing production, kung mapapansin nyo, lowest siya for so many years. In fact, never naging negative 40 ang production ng manufacturing. Dumating yung time, nakita nyo po yung malaking bagsak na yan bago mag-2010. Ito po yung time na nagkaroon ng financial crisis, and then bumaba na naman yan nung nagkaroon ng Fukushima disaster sa Japan. Pero afterwards, tumaas na ulit siya. Kaya ako po ito tinitingnan kasi this somehow dictates the market. So kung papansin nyo, although na bumaba siya briefly nung negative 40, medyo tumataas na siya. Nagkakaroon na po siya ng increase. No? So tinitingnan ko po ito kasi dito mo makikita kung bumabalik na ba yung manufacturing. Kasi pag ang manufacturing bumalik, then may trabaho na, and kahit nung nasa kabilang school pa po ako, tinitingnan ko to para malaman ko kung tataas na ba ang enrollment kasi nagkakaroon na ng sweldo ang mga employees natin. Lalo dito sa Region 4, mataas ang tinitingnan dito yung unemployment saka pati yung underemployment. Nung nasa kabilang school pa ako, sinisabi ko, bakit kaya underemployment nagiging predictor? Hanggang sa na-realize namin, when we studied it, na-realize namin sa Region 4 pala talagang mataas ang underemployment, pero it has become a factor, a predictor of success. Kasi po, pag mataas ang underemployment, ibig sabihin, may employment. Underemployment nga lang, pero may sweldo yung mga tao. So, this is an indicator that somehow, yes, we're still in the negative 20 pa din, but we're definitely better than 2008. Tumataas na po siya. So lalo na po pag unti-unti na nating bumalik ulit tayo sa Ito ang medyo capacity utilization. Alam niyo po ang indicator ko dito, dapat ito laging above 80%. Pag po ito bumaba ng 80, ibig sabihin nagkakaroon na ng slowdown ang ating mga factories dito, lalo na dito sa Region 4 kasi ito po yung manufacturing capital of the Philippines, you know that, andi dito halos lahat ng mga factories. So pag bumababa po yan ng ganyan, kung mapapansin nyo, tumaas ng 75% briefly kasi ito yung time na nag-GCQ na, MGCQ, biglang bumaba na naman, nag-MACQ na naman. Hindi pa po to updated kasi wala pa siyang data for, I think, September. Yun, kaya wala pa siyang pag-angat. I think aangat na po yan ulit kasi nag-MGCQ na po dito sa Region 4. So yung pong dalawang yon ang tinitingnan kong maigi para to more or less see na, okay, so medyo, yes, I know that we're badly hit, but it's not that, you know, super bad kasi bumabawi na rin po kahit paano economy. So, you know, this story is a story of hope, no? I know baka ang hinahanap nyo sa akin is you know, technicalities of business and all that, but gusto ko po talaga mag-level sa inyo as a business owner din, meron din po ang business at saka as a business leader na talagang ang message na to is a message of just continuing the business. I know it's hard, but lagi natin itong sinasabi. Ito yung lagi kong lesson na nakuha ko sa aking mga magulang, sa aking lola dati. This too shall pass. It's a story of hope. And I have so many stories. You know, did you know that in the Great Chicago Fire of 1871, the whole of the state of Chicago was leveled down. Only the Great Public Library remained and like one factory, $4 billion worth in 2020 ang nasira sa Great Chicago Fire. But the reason why I'm saying this is, you know what happened after the day after the Chicago Fire? Everybody seems to be lost. Wala, 100,000, almost the whole of Chicago didn't have a home to go back to. Alam nyo, ang nag-meeting po yung pinaka-chamber of commerce nila. And then they said, no, this is temporary letdown. We will get back again. So imagine, tinan nyo po, ang nag-usher talaga ng hope are not the ordinary people. These are the entrepreneurs. These are the people who will still believe. Kasi naniniwala sila na beyond this temporary setback, we will all rebound. Babalik at babalik pa rin tayo. And then, alam nyo po to, no? The death plague of Europe, bubonic plague, 1346 to 1353, 75 to 200 million deaths. About 60% of Europe perished. A lot, mga artists, philosophers, you know, almost, 60%, as I said, of Europe died. And alam nyo po ba na 200 years after pa, bago bumalik sila do sa level ng 1346. Pero, you know, life goes on. And I know more or less yung ating experience ngayon, hindi pa ganyan kalaki, no? It could have shot up to that level, pero kahit paano, you know, medyo mataas na yung ating level ng medicine, pero parang ganito rin yung nangyayari sa atin ngayon. But you know, the ones that are left, you know, we continue, they continued, we continue also. And then this is someone from that era, 18th century. Pagkatas ng mga Napoleonic Wars, Europe lies devastated, ang daming walang trabaho. Sabi ni Johann Wolfgang von Goethe, I'm glad to be old in such a finished world. In such a finished world. He wrote this in 18th century. But look at this. 2020 na ngayon. So this is about 200, almost 250 years ago. And yet life goes on. You know, even the talented von Goethe said that it's a finished world, but we still go on. Ibig sabihin, you know, ang daming times na sa history ng humanity that we are faced with almost, you know, talagang persecution, barbarism, lahat po na dadaanan ng world. Pero always, we get back again. So, and then I think my last story would be about the death marks at the eyes of my grandfather. He always tells that to me as a young boy dati, no, 1940s siya kasi, no. So nung time na naabutan niya yung death march, ando dun po siya sa death march talaga. And he was telling us as young kids, you know, wide-eyed and all, lagi niya sinasabi na, alam nyo mga apo, kung nando dun kayo, makikita mo talaga a long line of the Filipino soldiers marching from this to this. hindi na nila nakikita yung future ng Philippines. All of them were thinking that yung nation na binild ng ating mga grandfathers and all that will be lost forever, na gapi na tayo ng kalaban, even the Americans are defeated. So talagang sa kanila talaga negative talaga sila ng time na yun. But then after that, after 3 short years, we are back on our feet again, and nagsisimula na naman ulit tayo. So I think the lesson for that is, sabi nga ni Les Brown, si Les Brown is a motivator, and I guess ang message na to is really one of motivation. Sabi ni Les Brown, when life knocks you down, try to land on your back, because if you can look up, you can get up. Let your reason get you back up. So ang ibig sabihin, when you're down, there's nowhere to go really but up. And wag natin kalilimutan yung story ni Mr. Darby ng California Gold Rush 1840s. Ang ginawa nila noon, bumili sila ng malaking lugar para nagdig ng gold. And then halos naubos na niya lahat ng pera niya digging for gold in the 1849. And then ang nangyari po ay halos mabankrupt na siya. So ang nangyari, kaunti na lang yung hindi niya nadidig. So give up na niya yung land, binenta na lang niya lahat ng kanyang equipment. Tapos bumili na lang siya ng maliit na lupa kasi nga wala na, bankrupt na siya. And yung bumili ng lupa niya, nag-continue ng digging. Alam niyo po ba kung gaano kalapit na lang sana siya? He was merely 3 feet from gold. Mr. Darby stopped digging and he was only 3 feet from gold. And I'm just saying to you guys na talagang this is going to be hard, and a lot of people are going to give up. But don't give up, because you may be just 3 feet from gold. Malapit na po malapit na pong bumalik tayo ulit sa normal, and kailangan lang po talaga natin i-motivate yung sarili natin, kasi pag hindi tayo motivated, wala na, yung consumer wala na, kasi nga nasa atin nasa business confidence po talaga yan. And how do we get there? I don't have all the answers. I think ang answer niyan lies with all of us. Talagang ang sabi nga ni Simon Sinek, the why should be before the how and what. Why do you want it, and do you want it so bad? Ibig sabihin, kailangan meron tayong question, yung why natin, no? Ito, I would share this with you. Siguro, share ko na lang kay Ma'am PU, and then i-share na lang po niya sa inyo. Meron po kasing PowerPoint sa Canva Pro, na pwede nyo po itong gamitin, no? I think makikita mo kasi dito is redefining the brand. I think ang number 1 nating dapat gawin is to strategize and redefine our brand. What is your reason to be? Ano yung raison d'etre natin? Why do we exist? Why us instead of our competitor? Why do we need to exist? Okay? So, kailangan i-define natin yun. Ano yung story natin, and let our story inspire us. Okay? Next, ito po, this bit of slide, maybe I will take a little time here. Kung gusto po natin na eventually ng SWOT, I would really like to share this with you. Ginagamit po talaga to. Di po ba nagsuswot tayo? Ang nangyayari po kasi sa SWOT ng maraming companies ay ganito. Ina-identify nila yung strength, ina-identify nila yung weakness, yung opportunity, yung threat, tapos na. Ang dapat po talaga pala is i-confrontation, ang tawag ng confrontation matrix. Strength plus opportunity is your area of offense. Kung mapansin nyo, ako po sa marketing kami din, dito kami nakafocus. Identify your strength and opportunity, and i-target nyo po yun. Yun yung inyong offensive strategy. So, dito kayo magfo-focus na malamang. Anong meron kayo? Anong opportunity out there? Let's focus on this. Okay? Meron din po tayong weakness. Ano yung opportunity? Find the resources to exploit opportunity. Ang tawag po dito ay area of revision. Weakness, opportunity. Weakness, threat can be area of survival. Kailangan po i-defend natin yung ating weakness in a way, kasi weakness na nga natin yun, and yet may threat pa rin, no? I will not go through this kasi alam niyo sa totoo lang, isang araw pong maigit tong strategic planning na to But maybe sometime in the future we can do something like this. And then yung strength at threat, i-deploy nyo ang strength versus the threat around us. So, paano natin i-identify ang strength? Ako, para sa akin, focus on strength. Ano po ba ang tunay na strength? You have it. Okay? Meron kasi ako dating tinanong na ganito ng company, meron kaming darating na building, itatayo na yung building namin. Hindi po yung strength kasi tatayo pa lang eh. Kailangan nandiyan na po. You have it in abundance. Your competitors don't have it and they are critical to success factor of your business. There was a time that I did this to one school in Laguna. They said, meron kami sir soccer team. Ito, sabi ko, bakit soccer team? Wala namang kinalaman sa school yon, no? Meron kami soccer team. Kasi po, nananalo lagi yan sa international. Talaga. Wala yung competitors namin yan. Paano yun? Critical ba yan sa quality? And then, sinabi niya sa akin na, alam niyo po, ang dami pong nag-enroll dito dahil sa soccer team na yun. Talaga? So, in that case, that is your success factor. So, identify niyo po yung strength. Alam niyo, sa totoo lang, pag i-filter niyo yan sa 4 na statement na yan, a lot of yung thought about strength, yung akala niyo strength niyo, hindi yan strength. Kasi pag meron kayo, oo, malaki yan. Bawa, dati merong malakas ang wifi namin. Oo, matakas, 100 Mbps. Ang competitors namin, wala nun. Kaso, di ba, paano sila pupunta sa inyo? Wala nga, di ba? Hindi nga tayo face-to-face sa ngayon. So, i-filter niyo yan sa 4 na yan, makikita niyo po yung tunay niyong strength. Kasi sa ngayon, sa mga panahon ngayon, ito po yung panahon natin para talaga magtanim. Kasi later on, makikita nyo ang lahat ng mga ang ating customers nasa bahay ngayon, no? Lahat po sila nakikinig ng balita, lahat po sila nanonood, lahat po sila nasa social media. So, find your strength in order to reach them. Kasi when they are able to go out, when they are able to come out and get back into training, then andun po kayo, masusumpungan nila kayo. Kumbaga yung statement natin of strength, ito yung time para maging sticky tayo, yung tawag na sticky message. Ano yung message natin sa market na lagi nyong ida-drive down ngayon dito sa amin, halimbawa sa St. Michael, ito yung aming message sa market. This is what sets us apart from other schools. Okay? You need to enroll in us because blah blah blah. Ito po yung message natin sa market eh. And pag hindi natin ma-formulate yun, no, it's like talking to your own employees eh. Kaya nga ako naniniwala talaga, focus on your employees. Ang mga employees ba natin naniniwala din sa message natin? Kasi if not, then kailangan i-redraw natin yan. Usually talaga yung stakeholders natin, they would know better kung ano talaga yung strength natin. So, filter niyo yan sa kanila, ano pa talaga ang strength ko? Kasi kahit ang strength nyo, isa lang o dalawa lang, you capitalize on the strength and then ilagay nyo siya sa opportunity. At kung magtatanungin nyo ako, sir, ano ba mga opportunity? Alam niyo, sa totoo lang, ngayon, ang opportunity, halos lahat ng mga tao nasa online. No? In fact, lahat nga ngayon, online seller, lahat ngayon ay vlogger. So, ibig sabihin, lahat pala ay pwede naman palang mag-education online. So, para sa akin, i-highlight natin yun and then pag-isipan natin, paano kung ngayon magkakaroon ng presence online? So, that's an opportunity. And not a lot of schools have that. Tapos, ang maganda pa doon, it's across borders. You don't have to come out of the house. Tapos, pwede namang asynchronous. You can tap to your alumni na nasa ibang bansa. Diba? So, ang daming opportunity doon eh. As long as it is your strength. Kasi if it is not your strength, parang hilaw na mag-offer ka tapos hindi naman pala yung strength mo. So, dapat talaga palakasin mo muna yun. So, yun po. So, listen first, talk later. Ano po ba yung mga voices na kailangan nating pakinggan? Ito po, nakuha ko to sa PQA, sa Philippine Quality Award. Tinitingnan po nila yan. Ano po yung voice of the customer? Ano ba yung hinihingi nila? Ano yung kailangan nila? Sa Toyota, ang message po nila is not push marketing but pull. Ano yung kailangan ng market? Hindi mo ipupush yung need mo. A lot of schools that I saw, lalo na pag nakikita ko sa Facebook, no, nag-aaway ang school at saka yung mga estudyante nila. Kasi nangyayari, pinupush ng school yung gusto niya sa kanyang mga customer. Pakinggan natin yung ating customers. Kasi meron silang sinasabi na maaring importante sa atin. I know we've we are used to saying na okay, syempre mandate yan ng CHED, ng DepEd, ng TESDA, kailangan ito sundin mo. But later on, ma-realize mo, if the customers are not willing to pay for that, what you are saying, then it's useless to push whatever you're pushing to the market kasi hindi naman pala nila tatanggapin. So listen to them, ano ba ang concern nila, ano ang pwede nating gawing adjustments para ma-serve pa rin natin sila. So yan ang voice of the market. Nakita nyo naman po kanina, ang voice of the market, ang daming unemployed ngayon. So what can you do? Pricing techniques, maybe something that you can adjust sa inyong pricing o paano sila magbabayad para hindi sila masyadong affected, no? Even the banks have started, to do that. So syempre ang schools kailangan sumunod din. Hindi pwedeng masusunod pa rin yung ginagawa natin. And then voice of the shareholders is including, most importantly, our employees. Kasi yung employees natin, sila yung nakakaalam ng mga kausap nilang mga estudyante, lalo ang mga teachers, di ba? So, instead of thinking about ways, nako, ang dami nating teachers, teka, magbawas na tayo. Siyempre, yun ang una natin talaga, knee-jerk reaction yun eh. Pero later on, makikita mo, pag bumalik na ulit tayo sa normal, is it correct to remove teachers now? Tapos pagdating ng normal, maghahanap ka na naman ng bago. Nakuha na ng kabila, di ba? Something like that. So, yun yung mga lessons na na-realize namin din sa aming company. Yun po, so don't give up. I don't know if you, karamihan ng mga bata sa crowd, baka ako lang ang nakapanood nito. Alam nyo ba yung Forrest Gump? It was shown in 1993. A lot of you are not yet born during this time. Si Forrest Gump, saka si Bubba Gump, sila po ay gumawa ng shrimp business. And sa shrimp business, wala sila nakukuhang huling isda. Pero nagkaroon ng matinding storm and all the rest gave up kasi nasira lahat ng kanilang bangka eh. And when, the storm ceased, sila na lang ngayon ang humuhuli ng shrimp and it has become lucrative. So our message is be like Forrest Gump. Kumbaga, don't give up. I know the storm is hard. The storm is raging on as we speak right now. Pero the storm will not be forever. The storm will eventually end. And when it ends and you're still there, chances are you will get all the shrimps. So, I think this is the final slide. I think ang ending talaga ng BCP natin is to go online. I think TESDA focuses on that. Meron na tayong flexible learning. Wala tayong choice eh. You have no choice. Go online. Kailangan embrace na natin yung new normal. Hindi na talaga po pwede yung, hindi na kaya ng mga teachers namin yan. Hindi, balik tayo sa traditional, blah, blah. Pag ganun ang ating attitude, hindi tayo sumusunod sa changes. Maraming changes na nangyayari sa paligid natin. And I know some of them are hard, lalo na for our teachers. Pero when you look at this, wala talaga tayong choice but to really embrace this. So, yun lang po ang message ko. I hope that somehow I shared something of what I feel. Basta ang gusto ko lang pong message that come across is really, it all boils down to our attitude, to our motivation to really go on. Ang TESDA nandiyan na naman, tinutulungan nila tayo. And pag meron po tayong concern, alam niyo naman, nakikinig naman sila sa atin. Let's join together, be united. Andito lang naman po tayo. Let's help each other. Nandun tayo sa isang community na maliit, but I believe that we are doing something good for humanity, and if we are doing that, God will always help us. So God bless us all po. Maraming salamat po for listening. Thank you very much po.